So these all we have discussed. So there is a this picture already discussed. In the first picture, there is the students are involving, they are doing some things, and the teacher is giving assignment or work. They are doing the project in the group. And in the last, it's one of the example of the examination. It's one of the example of the examination, and another example of the it's a assessment. Okay. So there are many situations we understood. In the first situation, there is a doctor. Doctor is a connecting instrument and the testing some things. And here, child, the one person is there and he is talking with the child. And the child has a 10-year-old and he is answering very quiet. And he is looking that he is quite smart. Okay, teacher hold an examination in the school. So he's also teacher is holding examination. So examination is also one of the part of the test. So examination, in the examination we are also doing some things. So you have a cloth and moving to the tailor to stitch your the cloth. So the tailor is measuring the length of the cloth. So measuring the length of cloth is converting to the quality to the quantity. So the length of the cloth is in the quality manner, and he is measuring with the tape and saying that it's a 2 meter, 3 meter, and whatever the meter. So that's the quantity. Then we already discussed test, measurement, assessment, and evaluation. Test is one of the instrument. Measurement is the test, whatever we are the collecting the information. The information, if there is a information in the quality, so converting the quality in the quantity, that called measurement. And the assessment. Assessment is nothing but it's a inbuilt in the it's a later part of the measurement and before part of the assessment. In the assessment, we are doing or we are gathering some information, and information on the basis of assessment, we are not saying pass and fail. So the pass and fail or grading system is only based on the evaluation. So evaluation is making a judgment or making your quality or your instrument is effective or not. So that's the same as evaluation. Evaluation, we can say evaluation in terms of the formative and summative. So these all we have already discussed in the classrooms. So test, what is a test? Test is a tool and to obtain information or determine the specific characteristics or qualities of an individual regarding knowledge, physical abilities, skill abilities, like that. So these are the tests. The here girl is doing a test. So test on the basis of tool, the girl is making a test. For example, unit test, annual examination, body measurement. These all we are using some test, and with the test we are making test. Then there is many types of the test, like diagnostic test, achievement test, proficiency test, aptitude test, intelligence test, personality test, and placement test. These are the types of test. So how we say the good test and the good test. So we can say the good test in terms of the practical criteria and in terms of the technical criteria. If the good test is a purposeful, so it's it's a practical criteria. So there is a cost. Cost means it's a cost effective, and it is applicable for all the person, like rural person, urban person, and semi-urban persons. So everyone can be purchase the test. So it means it's a criteria, practical criteria. So easy to administer means the trained person, untrained person, or the illiterate person, literate person, everyone can administer, means it's a good test. Like our thermometer. Thermometer is a very cheap cost. Means it's you can purchase in the 50 rupees, 80 rupees, 100 rupees. So it's a cost effective. Everyone can purchase and everyone can keep at home. And easy to administer also. You can put thermometer in your mouth, in your arm, so you can measure your temperature. So that's like a tape. Tape is also 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees, as per the quality you can purchase. But the measurement, the measuring things, the material is different, but measuring the measurement is coming the same. So that's also one of the good tool that can administered by the everyone, either they are the literate or non-literate, so they can administer. So that's a practical criteria. Then there is a time. Time means it's not taking too much time. Like we tested and we send that material or the sample to the laboratory, and laboratory taking 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So the test is taking many times, much times. So it's not a practical criteria. If the test is giving the immediate result or 1 or 2 hour result, so that's a practical criteria. It's a good test. Then easy to interpret, everyone can say it's a 10 centimeter, it's a 1 kilometer, the 20 or the 80 Fahrenheit. So that's the temperature can they measure, the height they can measure, the liquid they can measure. So the everyone, if they can measure and interpret, so it means it's a easy to interpret. Easy to scoring also, they can score. There is a written the 3, there is a written 4, there is a written 5. So they can measure. So that's a easy to scoring also. So these are the practical criteria. How we say the technical criteria? In the technical criteria, scientific points are coming in the technical criteria. So what are the scientific words like validity, reliability, objectivity, standardization, discrimination, and difficulty of the level? These are the scientific words. So the scientific words, if the test is valid, test is fulfilling all the scientific criteria or technical criteria, means the test is a good test. Okay, that also we have clear. So NRT, CRT, and TMT. TMT means teacher made test. NRT means normal reference test, and CRT means criterion reference test. Previously, I was explained that two things here. CRT and NRT both are using the same norms. So both are using the same norms, like NRT and CRT. They are fulfilling all the technical criteria. So these whatever the 6 criteria has given. So these all criteria are fulfilled by the NRT and CRT. CRT and NRT. So these both are the fulfilling, but TMT is not fulfilling the technical criteria. So TMT is not fulfilling the technical criteria. That's called, it's a informal in nature. So it's informal in nature, but CRT and TMT, they are the formal in nature. So it's generally based on the short-term and long-term curriculum objective. And we can say it's a TMT. It's a user dependent, means as per the teacher, they can use the test, and it's a flexible and generally developed by the based on the needs. But it's a fostering learning, and it's a making a standard, and knowing the content, homogeneous group, and maybe teacher can sort. But the NRT is a very standard. CRT is a standard, but not much standard. But NRT is a very much standard. So standard, and it's applicable for all. CRT is not applicable for all, but CRT is applicable for some specific groups. Okay, so this is also clear. So NRT, CRT, and TMT, that's differences I took here. So in terms of the meaning, in terms of the need, in terms of the purpose, in terms of the nature, in terms of the required prepare, validity, reliability, standardization, and examples. Examples like a class test for the TMT, like C1 test, C2 test, for formative test, like our C1 and C2. These are the TMT. NCRT, like a Turing test, SET, TET, and University of Mysore entrance test. Like the Karnataka CET, Karnataka Common Entrance Test. These are the CRT. But NRT, what is NRT? Like a NET, like a NEET, like a JE, like a CTET. These are the NRT. So these are tests. I'm not moving, or I'm not entering much in that side. So it's already saying about the difference between the TMT, NRT, and CRT. Any confusion? If any confusion, you all can ask. Hello.
No confusion.
Okay. Let's move. So measurement, we done the measurement. Measurement can convert the quality to the quantity. So it is scored in the numeric and in the numbers words. So a student can score their test examination in the numbers. That's a numeric. Numeric can be as a nominal scale. Numeric can the ordinal scale. Numeric can the measurement can interval scale, and measurement can the ratio scale. So nominal means it's a number, and it's a name. So there is a name and number, so it's a nominal. If it is in the order, like 5.8 scale, 4.8 scale, 3.8 scale, so this is in the order. Interval means today and after, like here 3 days we learn in the holiday Saturday Sunday, and there is one holiday 3 day we learn at home. But later, the later, whatever the physical classes will run, so we will learn in the class. So that's the interval. Interval means the holiday is an interval. So interval, there is an interval measurement also. There is a ratio. So what it mean by, like there is a 1 kg, 1 kg is equal to 1 kg, or 2 kg is equal to 1 kg. So that's a ratio scale. Like here, and the two parties here, the part number 1 and part number 2. So we are measuring. Like how we are measuring? There is a ratio. It's a ratio symbol. So here we are writing 5 and here we are writing 3. So 4:3 ratio. 4:3 ratio. So in that also we are measuring the terms. Okay, assessment we learned yesterday. So assessment, in the term assessment often used interchangeably with the terms evaluation and measurement. However, assessment has narrower meaning than the evaluation, but broader meaning with the measurement. So it is a less than the evaluation, but more than the measurement. It's a less than the measurement. Measurement is too much broad, but the evaluation is too much broad, but measurement is a less than the assessment. So in that, it's a derivation. The word assess means to sit beside, or the assess to judge. So for the judging, it is helping to judge. So it's giving the marks, like in the Thursday class, I was explained that if you are getting in the math, in the science, in the social science, you are getting the marks. So on the math, basis on the math, you are getting the less marks in the math. So we cannot say you are fail. So how we can say fail? Every marks will come and then we can say fail or pass. So that's here you also saying. So in the examination, if you are getting the marks in the mathematics, so on the basis of mathematics marks, we cannot say the fail. So everything will come, then we can say pass and fail. Okay, so now we are moving to our main topic, conventional. See your topic, see your syllabus first. What is written in your syllabus?
Assessment, conventional meaning, and constructivist perspective.
Yes.
3.1, sir.
Constructivist and conventional. Two things. Conventional means whatever the routinely they are using. And previously, when we studied in the class, that time the same was applying. And the recent time, 21st century, in this era, 2025, we are using. So the same, whatever the previously we took, and same we are taking here. So that's a conventional. But something new we are adopting, something new we are doing. So that's a constructive. Who given the constructive word? Constructive word or constructivism?
Jean Piaget.
Jean Piaget and
Lev Vygotsky.
Lev Vygotsky. Very good. So Jean Piaget and Lev Vygotsky, they are the constructivist. So constructivist means they are saying that the children can construct their knowledge by their own. So that's it was taken in the our education system also. So on that basis, there is assessment. So these assessment we done. Now we'll see what it mean by the conventional. We'll see the conventional perspective of the assessment. So that we'll see. The first here we'll see the meaning. So meaning means what? Conventional meaning was, so the conventional or traditional sense. Like previously when we were studied solely the writing page, and there was only last exam was happened, last exam. So final exam, on the basis of final exam, you can pass, you be a pass or you be a fail. But here there is the continuous assessment is happening. Continuous assessment happening in terms of the scholastic and non-scholastic. So scholastic and non-scholastic things is happening. So that's a constructivist. But it was previously when it was a final exam, only one single exam was happened. On the basis of single exam, we say the pass or fail. That's a conventional perspective of the assessment. So in the conventional or traditional sense, assessment is primarily viewed as a tool to measure learning outcomes. So with the assessment, there was the teacher, they were use the tool, and that tool or measure the learning outcomes. Usually through the standardization test and quiz and the examinations. How they test the in the conventional perspective? So they took the standardization test, like the final exam. The board was given the final exam paper. So on the basis of final exam paper, they means they assess the our learning outcomes. Like there was a in the fifth there was a final exam, in the eighth there was a final exam, in the 10th and 12th there was a final exam. So what if we were fail in the final exam, so we fail. But now here, no, it is not. In the constructivism, it is a different. We'll see. So that's the conventional teaching, conventional perspective of the assessment. So later, what is the definition? Definition is the systematic process of the documenting and using empirical data on the basis of knowledge, skills, attitude, and belief to the refine program and improve the students' learning. So they are getting the mark, or they are collecting the marks on the basis of systematic process. That systematic process happen in the last only. That's happen in the last only, and they collect all the information about the students on the basis of information, on the basis of skills, attitude, and belief. They prepare the result, and in the result, if they were fail, so they fail. So that's a constructivism. Now, what it mean by what is the usefulness of the conventional? What it mean? What is usefulness of the conventional perspective of the assessment? So first, measure how much content learned by the has mastered. So the students has learned whole the year. So what content he learned and he or she mastered in the content. So the whole chapter was finished and whole content was finished, everything finished. So how much content the child has learned. So that's a mastery we are assessing in the conventional perspective of the assessment. Help in assigning grade and ranks. So they on the basis of result, on the basis of marks, we can assign the first class, second class, third class, and he was get the rank, first rank, second rank, third rank. So that's a rank marks we can assign. Identifies high achieving or low performance of the students. So like there is a 40 students. So in the 40 students, how many students are the come in on the higher level, how many comes under the middle level, and how many children comes under the lower level. So that also we can assign with the help of conventional perspective of the assessment. Used for the certification and promotion. So with the help of the because in the 5th standard, 6th standard, 8th standard, 9th standard, there was only final exam. So final exam, it happened not in the first month, second month, third month. No, it was happened in the last month when our session going to close. So there was our final exam. So in the final exam, the board prepare the question paper, or the college or school prepare the question paper, and question paper distributed to the students. They seated in the examination. In the examination, they write the everything, and that make a assessment. After assessment, they collect the marks, and on the basis of marks, it was making a certification. So conventional assessment was helping to make a certification and promotion. So that part is the evaluation part, but it is helping to them also. So emphasizing summative evaluation at the end of the instruction. So it is where it is helping. So it is helping to the summative evaluation. There was no any in the conventional. There was no any formative assessment. So there was only summative examination in the conventional method. Got it? Yeah. So we covered the our conventional method. Conventional method is a summative examination. In the summative examination, we are collecting all the information about the child, and then we are moving to the grading and result. That was a conventional method. Any confusion regarding the conventional method? Then we'll move to the constructive perspective of the assessment. Anyone?
No, sir.
So there was a Samila, Mohit, and Afra. Why they came late? It's a
Sir,
own. It's a own will that we will come when we will do when we will means our interest will come then. Say what you are saying.
sir, my offer is gone. That's why
Huh?
my offer is finished. That's why I have no net.
Yeah. Now how you get the net?
Shamila's phone.
So why not took the early Samila's phone? Samila's also was a
Shamila,
phone.
Shamila's offer is also done. Then she recharge now.
Hmm.
Then we are
All time there is excuse.
no sir.
Okay, be on track.
Okay. So,
Now that part done. Haifa, Yukta, Hasti, everyone understand any problem?
No,
Shasi,
sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
Sasi,
No, sir. Understand.
explain what is in
um,
the conventional perspective of the assessment in one line or two line.
They took the final exam paper, assess the learning outcome in college, the conventional 10th, 12th board exam, sir. First rank, second rank. That's it.
Good
Hello?
job. Ah,
Sir. I call the conventional assessment.
good. Now we are moving to the constructivist perspective of the assessment. Constructivist perspective, actually, it is given by the Levi Vygotsky and it is given by the Jean Piaget. And on that basis, there is a 5E. 5E is also one of the constructivist perspective. So in that, what is happening in that? From a constructivist viewpoint, assessment is a part of the learning process. So every learning process, every step, like in between, I'm asking to you all, you get it, you are learning, you are getting my point or not. So it's a not a final exam. It's a not a conventional teaching method. It's a constructivist teaching method. So in between, I'm asking, I'm assuring that you are getting my point, you are learning, and you are clearing your concept or not. So that's a constructivist perspective. So it's not only oral, it can be in the written, it can be as a project, it can be as a the discussion, it can be as a collaborative manner, it can be as a think, pair, share. There is many of the techniques to do a constructive perspective of the assessment. So in that, what is happening? It emphasizes understanding, applications, and reflections rather than the rote memory. So the constructive is a not emphasis or not focusing on the rote memory, and it's a decreasing or it's a demotivating to the rote memory and motivating to the constructivist or the understanding, making understanding and application for the learning. So what is the definition? Assessment is an integral part of the teaching and learning. So we know that assessment is it is an integral part of our teaching and learning. So what? So that seeks to understand the support students' constructions of the knowledge through the ongoing formative process. So it's it's a formative process. So every time it's a learning, and in between of the learning, teacher is able to ask teacher or learner, maybe learner also, learner itself, they can learn, they can know how the learning has been happened and where we are lacking and how we can change our learning perspective or teaching perspective. So there's a constructivist perspective of the assessment. Where it is useful? So it is useful, it encourages. Why it is useful? So because it's encouraging to the active learning and self-reflections. So if the constructivist learning is happening, so in that there is a active learning is happening and it's a self-reflection is also happening. So involves a learner in self and peer assessment. They can assess by the peers. So like you all are, you can ask to someone can ask to you, so you can assess your learnings. So it's also emphasis that. Promotes a formative and diagnostic assessment. Formative means it's ongoing. So ongoing assessments are promoting and seeing if there is a lacking, not understanding the concept. So it's giving the diagnostic assessment also. Align with the real life task and problem solving. So where it is aligning? So in that real life task is also involving and problem solving also adding. So in that adding, it's aligning these all. So with these all, so you can apply your learning in the real life situation. You can apply your learning in the problem based. So that's a, you can apply and you can learn more deeper. So that's a, it's a usefulness. Encourage continuous feedback and improvement. So like one task happen. So in one task, like I'm using the assessment for learning and assessment of learning both in my lecture. So in my lecture, it is happening like previously what we learn. So that also we can ensure. And last after the lecture, what we learn, that also we can ensure. So that's a, it's a continuous feedback. Every time we are getting the feedback, whether we are understanding or not understanding, we are getting in spite of your learning, but it is not happening in our understanding. So it is not understanding, it is not happening in our understanding. So means there is a problem. So that problem we can ensure and we can remove that problem with the help of practice, with the help of diagnosis, with the help of teacher interactions. So that's a, it's encouraging the regular feedback. Support individual learning style and pace. So it's giving the individual learning, like everyone has not a same platform. So we can use the diverse learning style. We can use a diverse learning or assessment platform or assessment techniques, so that they can say, like we can if the person can only say by the oral, so we are providing the oral method. If the person only saying in the writing or writing manner, so we can provide the writing platform, written platform. So there is a, whatever the learner is wants